Hey guys, whenever you get on, say hello. I'm getting everything set up so we can do the chunky glitter, the two different ways that I do it. Let me get this pulled up so I can see comments. Okay. All right. Here we go. So once you jump on, if you can hear me, please let me know. I'll be working on both of these cups. If you guys can hear me okay, let me know. I'm sure you can hear my cup turner whining and moaning. All I'm doing right now is just mixing the epoxy. My computer keeps stopping for some reason. All right. I'm just mixing epoxy for the first way. Okay, great. You can hear me. All right. So I think my epoxy is mixed fairly well. Let me get a glove on. Okay. All right. All right, so I have my epoxy in the bag. I'm just going to get it down to one corner. I'm going to cut the end off of the bag. All right, and today what I'll be doing is rose water on 1 tumbler, and then I will be doing one of my other chunky mixes along with just the chunky on one. All right, so first, for the first one, I'm just going to put epoxy on just a little bit, not a lot. Smooth it out. If you guys have any questions, I think I have my computer and everything set up where I can see comments pretty good this time. I hope so. I'm just trying to make sure I get a really good thin coat all over the cup. Okay, that's on. All right, so on this one, I just have a thin coat of epoxy. That's all I have on this one so far. I'm going to take a paper plate. Open my glitter. And then I just slightly pour it on. Make sure you get a good coat. Hey, Cindy. This is one of my custom mixes. This one has 2 different sides, chunky and one fine. If you hold a plate or a piece of paper or something under it, this way you'll be able to collect what falls off and put it back in your container. Just trying to see if there's any little spots. I did put this on a glow-in-the-dark cup. I'm a little obsessed with glow-in-the-dark right now. Thank you. Once this spins a little more, I'll put some on the bottom. So to do the bottom, I just hold it close to the edge and just sprinkle back and forth. Or you can do like, you can take it off and do how other people do it. Let me set this down. You can take it off the turner and do it like this because this is epoxy, so it will hold well. Y'all don't mind my mess here. I apologize. I think most of it has fell off. Just go in and fill in any little spots. You can also tap it down as you go if you would like. And once it spins for a little bit, you know, epoxy is self-leveling. Just gonna leave that under there. I will get a new glove on, because everybody knows epoxy is dangerous. And then I just go and I look from the side so I can see if any of it is sticking up. And then I just lightly tap it down. As it turns around, just see if there's any standing. And the next way that I also do it, it just depends on the cup and what design and stuff is going on each one, how I do it. But the next way I'll show you is with the Mod Podge. I'll hold this up in just a second also so you can see it presses it down. I will let that one spin for just a second, and I'll go ahead and show you the other way. Let me pour this back into my container. Okay, so I'm gonna set this one out of the way. The other way I like to do it, and again, this just depends on what the design is. I take just regular Mod Podge. And I just make a thin coat as it turns. Remember, if you're doing Mod Podge with glitter, if you don't get it really even, it kind of clumps it up in some areas. So I just try to go through with a thin coat, and it's not as hot here as it is in California, but it's pretty hot and humid here, so it'll dry pretty quickly. All right, so I'm gonna do a mix on this one of, it's a fine and a chunky, and then I'll just do chunky at the bottom. I use my turners a lot because it gives me that extra hand that I need sometimes for holding and moving and shifting. Okay, I think I have it pretty well coated. So let me put the lid on this so it doesn't dry out too fast on me. Okay, I'm gonna take it off the turner. And then for the top, I will do the mix of the fine and the chunky. And then I'll go to just the chunky at the bottom. This is going to be kind of a an ombre effect. So at the top it'll have both. And then at the bottom it'll just be chunky. It's drying super quick on me. But if you're inside, you'll have a little more time. It's just crazy hot. Crazy hot today. So the way I do my ombre is I just hold it up and kind of at an angle. I hope you can see this. And so I just lightly sprinkle. And you can always go back in with your second coat to fix that, where there's any spots missing. And then the bottom, I'm just going to use chunky. And this is one of my custom mixes, so it's okay if I use the same plate, because I can just mix up more. And also, if you spray your base coat a color that your glitter will be, you will have to use less glitter. So it's pretty much the same. I just kind of pat it down a little. Some people also, let me put it back on the turner and I'll show you. Other ways that I've seen it done. I just have a Ziploc bag here on hand. So that's what I will be using. Let me turn this where you can see the bottom. But I just have a Ziploc bag. I've seen people that also will take the Ziploc bag and pat it down. And since this is drying really quick, I can probably put on a second coat here, like within seconds. Because this is drying really, really quick. And then you can also pat the bottom. Saves you a glove, and it doesn't stick. It's not as sticky as your fingers get sometimes when you're working with glitter. If you're sweating and working in your garage like I do. Okay, let me go and get the clear spray really quick, and then I can go ahead and spray these and probably do another one on this one really quick. Okay. All right, let me make sure it's just flattened out. See a couple pieces that aren't very smooth, and you need to be careful around the corners, because if the chunky glitter sticks out, it makes it hard to epoxy, and then when you start to go to sand it, it will break off your glitter. Sometimes it will take off chunks of the epoxy. So just make sure around the corners. Hopefully you guys can see, I'm just kind of slightly bending my finger over the edge to make sure. Oh yes, Rosanna, I use baggies to mix my epoxy and also for squishing glitter, if that's a thing. All right, and this is pretty dry just because I'm gonna go ahead and smooth this out as it goes around. And you can just kind of let it hang on the side and just tap it, because I will be able to do the second coat here like in just a few seconds. And you can see it as it comes around what needs to be kind of patted down. See if there's any more sticking out. Oh, there's one. Okay, there's that one. You can also use it on the epoxy version, the plastic bag or glove, whichever you prefer. Just to make sure you have no little extras anywhere. Okay, so I'm just gonna spray this cup really good because it's pretty dry, and then I'll put on another coat for you guys. To spray my glitter, to seal it in for the next coat, I just use this Krylon clear. This is what I also use on my water slide. Oh, thank you, Rosanna. Which one do you like best? So I'm just doing a quick spray really quick all around the cup with the one with the Mod Podge, because I mean it's drying super quick because the humidity here is insane right now. Insane. Oh, thank you. Okay, let me get a quick sip of my Coke. Okay. And you can just look down the side as it's turning and make sure there's no little pieces you need to stick. This one's looking pretty good. One or two is better than a ton. Okay, let me see if I can show you guys this one. All right. Oh, whew, I'm glad it's not 105. I would be like in a puddle right now. Okay, I'm gonna wait for my computer to catch up so maybe you can see the angle and see that pretty much all of it is smooth. Hopefully you can see that it's all pretty flat. You can use a glove, you can use your Ziploc baggie, because I will use that Ziploc baggie, I'll wipe it off with a baby wipe and get the glitter off, and that'll be my next bag to mix epoxy in, so I don't have to waste cups. But that is that one. Hopefully you can see it's very iridescent. Let's see if we can get this going back. Okay, so this is pretty dry now also. So I'll just go over it again really quick with Mod Podge again. And then once this is over, I can I'll post pictures of the cups and close-ups so you can see it better. Right now, I'm just trying to quickly get the Mod Podge on it. Let me move this so it doesn't get sticky. This way I can fill in gaps because I just spray painted this one really quick right before the live started. Oh, I don't know about the North Pole. My husband wants to get stationed in Alaska next, and I don't know if I could do that. It's a little too cold for me, maybe. I told him I would visit, but I don't think I could stay there. Okay, the top's almost done. And then we can do the second one. And oh, I didn't push that one in good, did I? Okay. I got Mod Podge all over this brush, but that's okay. Try to put it on a little thicker this time. Maybe it won't dry faster than I can get it done. I like to go both ways when I'm applying the second layer of the Mod Podge, just because try to fill in all the little gaps of the chunky glitter that the chunky glitter makes. Okay. All right. I think that part looks good. Where did I put my lid? There it is. Okay. So I'm going to take it off real quick. You can mix it in if you would like, or you can mix it in, or you can do it afterwards, whichever you prefer. I don't know if you're going to put down a base coat of glitter. And if you are doing Mod Podge glitter for the first time or two, you'll notice that the top and the bottoms of your cups dry faster. Well, they do for me. They dry faster than the middle portion of my cup. So I'm going to do my bottom first this time. And maybe I won't have so many spots. You could mix it in if you want, then, if you're going to do silver. And it helps if you hold it and you shake your cup back and forth, left, right, up, down, kind of. It helps it slide in together. That makes sense. All right. Stick it back on this turner. Grab a sip of something so I don't die. All right. And then another way some people do ombre is after you put your, say this part was purple and this part was silver, they'll do the purple part, they'll do the silver part, kind of mix it. And another thing you can do with Chunky, let me get a smaller brush. Okay, I have a smaller brush now, guys. What you can do is take a smaller brush and Mod Podge, and you can just kind of make some little dots here and there if you want it to kind of work its way together, or if you see a gap you missed like I did. And then just sprinkle your Chunky on it, or individually place it, whichever you prefer. If you're wanting it to fade up into like a solid color. It's all personal preference. I got too much Mod Podge in a couple areas. Let me fill that in really quick because it likes to soak it up. And before I end this, I'm gonna see if I can get the lighting better and show you guys this one. This one is so pretty right now. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like when it glows, but right now it's absolutely gorgeous. All right, so that's spinning. Let me put the lid back on this before it all dries out, and then it's no good. And that baggie is kind of sticky. So I'm gonna get another baggie. And then I'm just gonna press down lightly. Do you guys have any questions before I jump off? I tend to jump off really quick and then have to go back and answer a lot of questions. Some people use saran wrap for this. I'm not sure if I said that. I use a plastic bag because I mix my epoxy in plastic bags so I can recycle them. Or you can use the blow method and blow off some of the extras if it gets stuck. There we go. Whichever works for you. Oh, no problem. If you guys think of any more questions, just let me know. I'll show you this one really quick. It's pretty smooth. Let me see if I can get it at an angle that you can see it. There's a couple that still need to be pressed down a little, but for the most part, it is smooth as a baby's bottom, except for that one. There we go. Just make sure you get your corners really good, and like the edge of the corner. I just like to tap my finger like this, kind of on the sides and the bottom, just to smooth those out, because it's really hard to get that back smooth and your cup won't sit right and your epoxy does some funky stuff at the bottom. So if you guys have any questions after that, just let me know. Let me see if I can show you. I think it's this one. Let me turn off one of these lights. See if I can show you this. Show you this one. Maybe that's not it. Let me see. Where'd that cord go? Okay. See if that works better. I'll post pictures of these in just a minute for you guys though, so you can see more than what like my phone and the crazy lights in my garage do. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, just ask me. If you have any questions about anything that I might know the answer to, I don't mind helping whatsoever. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.